Hey guys, Will Terry here, and today's topic is making fan art for Comic-Con, my journey. And but before I get going on that, I want to give you a couple of announcements, just little updates as I've started to move into more of a vlog style here. Going good on my projects that I'm working on. Started working on this big pharmaceutical project, and it's going well. And also the Random House job's going good. I'm trying to juggle everything. I'm keeping the plates spinning. And on top of that, a big, huge announcement is that SVS Learn.com, which is our online school, we just switched over to a subscription base. So we've been wanting to do this for 2 years. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I want to get to the topic. But just to let you know, for one low price, you can access the whole store, including big classes like our $300 children's book class is now going to be also under that low monthly subscription. So if you want to learn more about that, stick around after the end of this topic on this video, and I'll go into it more. Okay, so let's see. What are we going to do here? So what I plan on doing is, this is kind of a new thing for me. I was kind of bagging on fan art for a while. So if anybody, I don't think I ever did it on a YouTube video or anything like that, but for a while I just didn't see the merit in it. I just thought that, I didn't really understand it. I thought, why not make your own stuff? And then through the coaxing of, yes, my business partner, Jake Parker, and a few other people, I started to kind of see the light and realize that not only is it really fun, but it's another way to connect with people, and I was just being really stupid. So what I started to do, and what I'm going to do is basically, I guess what I'm going to do on this vlog is kind of share with you what my plan is, and then as I do it, I will share everything here. So the questions that I'm going to answer are, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? How much will it cost? And the most important is, how much will I make? And I'm going to share all that with you guys. One of the reasons why I want to do that is because I really like learning from other people and seeing them kind of go through their mistakes. And I've read some good articles on running a good Comic-Con booth, a good convention booth. But I haven't really seen the journey start to finish. And one thing that I know from all the business ventures and the things that I've done in the past is, one of the best ways to be successful is to do something that you yourself would want. And I want to see this video. I want to see what happens as well. I would love to watch someone else's journey, but I'm also going to share with you my journey, and hopefully that will be interesting to you. So with that, why am I doing this? I guess that's the first question. Why am I doing it? And the biggest reason, I think, is because it's just fun. And along with that, when you do illustration work and you're art directed and you're told what to do and what not to do and how to do it, and sometimes the art directing can get a little heavy-handed. That you always go back to personal work, and you always go back to doing things for yourself to kind of recharge and refresh when a project doesn't go exactly how you want, or maybe you're frustrated because you didn't get to explore and do a project the way that you would have done it because you had to satisfy the client. And I fall under that all the time. And so I've always done personal work, and that's why one of the reasons why I'm showing my website right here is to just basically show that a lot of these pieces were personal work. Like this skeleton here was actually personal, but I used it for a class at SVS Learn, and so I taught a class on that. And that's actually a lot of the images on here were done as demos and for learning pieces and stuff. The Santa Claus was the same way. But some of them, like this one here, just pure fun, just something that I wanted to do, something I wanted to explore. The same with this one right here. And so anyway, doing work for a Comic-Con is like doing gallery work. So it is a way to do what you want to do what I want to do, something that makes me happy, and then hopefully I can maybe make a few bucks off of it. I'm not really the cool thing, and I have to admit this, the cool thing for me doing a Comic-Con is I'm looking at it purely for the fun. I don't need to do it for the money. Money's nice. You can always find a place for more money. But I'm doing it for the pure love of it and for the joy of it. And so that's what I'm looking forward to, is not stressing about, am I going to make enough money to pay off the booth and this, that, and the other. That's pretty much the why. The why is doing it for fun. And I think that's one of the best reasons why you can do something. And some of the most successful people in the world started out doing what they do for fun, and then it turned into something more. I've talked about Jed Henry a lot with his Ukiyo-e Heroes. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And I've linked that before on other videos. But, his that whole project was born out of him just wanting to create art for the sake of creating art. And now he's doing better at Comic-Con conventions than anybody I know personally, as far as how much money he's making. Tons of money. But he didn't set out to make tons of money. He set out to have fun, and I think that's the point. Okay, so the second thing that I wanted to talk about on this one is I have a table at CTN in LA, the CTNX, the Creative Talent Network, and that's going to be in November 2015. So I'm definitely going to be selling my creations there. But I tried to get a booth at the Salt Lake Comic-Con here, or I tried to get a table at the Artist Alley, and they were sold out. I couldn't believe it. I was like 2 weeks late. And so they put me on a waiting list. They're saying that they think they can get some more tables, that they're trying to figure out how they can introduce more tables, and if they do, I'll get one of them. They also put me on the list for a booth, which there's still booths open that are close to Artist Alley, so that's going to be the fallback. And that's probably what I'll end up doing, is just springing for extra money. So I will share how much I spend on the booth. I'm going to, I have a camera, but it's crappy, so I'm going to buy a new camera. And then when I go out and buy stuff for this Comic-Con, I'm going to take you with me and take the camera and basically, show you what I'm thinking, how I'm designing the booth, why, things that I'm learning from other artists, things to do, things not to do. I'll share that. I will share this stuff on the very next vlog. I believe it's going to be on the next vlog. I'll share more about the creation of artwork. What my game plan is, I think it's really important to have a game plan. I don't think you should just go, hey, I'm just going to show up and sell some crap and hope people buy it. I think that's not a good plan. I mean, you can't guarantee that you're going to be successful, but I think what you can guarantee is a game plan. And I think having a strong game plan is important. And I've always been amazed. I've attended 2 Comic-Cons so far, and I've been amazed at how uncreative the creative people are, the artists. You walk along the booths and you see the exact same character, Marvel character or whatever character created from the same angle, the same portrait. You can tell they were using the same reference photo from Google, and the colors are the same, the pose is the same, the character is the same. The only difference is the texture of the paint or the medium that the artist used. And so as a buyer, that's why I went to a couple Comic-Cons, just to kind of check it out and see what was going on and how people are doing, and see where there's big crowds and why there are big crowds there, and predict, when I would go through in the beginning, predict who's going to do well, and then go back and ask them how they did. And I could predict it. You can see people that are doing something that's different tended to have bigger crowds around them. Also, the people that tended to have more of a polished style, somebody that was a little bit more of a veteran illustrator, but not always. There were some really competent people, but again, they had these boring portrait shots of these characters that you could get in any different artist's style, that same portrait, which to me just seemed like that wasn't a lot of thought going into it. I will tell you that my business partner Jake Parker, if you look at you go online, to his website and look at his posters that he sells of superheroes and things like that, and different characters from different movies and games and things like that. His look totally different. They're unique. They're his. They don't look like anybody else's, and he sells a ton of them. He does really well every time he goes, and it's not a you don't have to guess at it. When you see his stuff, you're like, oh, that's a no-brainer. It's totally different. Now, you might not like it, and some people, not everybody's going along buying one, but at least it's different, and at least he has a game plan and an overall long-term goal with it, and I think that's really important. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do next time, is share what I plan to create and my whole game plan and everything. Okay, so then let's go back and talk about the subscriptions a little bit more for SVS. And what we've done is we've added a few more things. You'll see now we have a forum tab here where you can go in here, and we just barely launched this, so there's not a whole lot in there right now, but you can go in there and talk to us on the forums, talk to other people. Another thing that we did was obviously this subscription, and so again, I think I'm trying to envision all the questions that might be asked of this, but it will be, you'll still have the choice to pay for a class a la carte and get the download. Some people have low bandwidth, and that's why we kept that option available. Sometimes we get requests where people say, and this was back when I started Folio Academy, a lot of people would say, well, I'm going to the cabin for the weekend, and I would really love to be able to take this on my laptop or on my iPad. Is there any way to download it? And we didn't have that option with Folio Academy. So that's why we have it with SVS. Some people just want to own that class and have it forever. And then if you want that, that's available. But if you if you're on a budget, we had a lot of people. One of the reasons why we switched to or added the subscription availability was we had a lot of people that said, I want to take your children's book class, or I want to take your comic book class, or I want to take your painting, color, and light class, and I can't afford $300 or I can't afford $200. There's just no way. Is there any way I can make payments on it? And we just didn't have a way to do that. We didn't have a way to deliver the class but still collect payments. It's a programming thing, and we didn't have that functionality. So this subscription, if your subscription is active, it's like Netflix. If you turn it on, then you will have access to the classes, and you will be able to watch as often as you want, as many times as you want, from wherever you want, from different devices. And as long as you keep your subscription on, you can jump around from any class. There's no switching fees or anything like that. And you can just go through and you can be learning out of one class, and if you forgot something from another, you can jump into that. I might add right now that the children's book class is 26 hours of video. It is a huge class. It took me 5 months to make the 200-page PDF document that goes with it. That was 5 months full time. I said no to a lot of freelance. I turned down 2 books during that time, and I just worked on that class. And it was a labor of love. It's my life's work, that I put into this class right here. And I'll just go in there right now. And we had guests in there, so you'll be able to hear from Sheila Keenan. She is an editor. You'll be able to hear from Chad Beckerman, who's an art director, and then Stephen Frazier, who's a children's literary agent. So if you're into children's books, this class, it has everything. And again, it's got these downloads. It's got the PDF, a 200-page PDF, which is basically a book on how to illustrate children's books. And it's just packed with everything we could think of and then some to put into that class. And that class falls under the subscription. So instead of paying $300 for it, you can pay the low monthly fee and get that class. So I think that's it. Another thing. We're going to be adding classes every month. So that will also go under that subscription. So that's our way of trying to keep you interested and make sure that we're covering all of our bases. We've only scratched the surface on what we plan to do. We've got plans for the next 2 or 3 years on what we can offer class-wise. And so we'll be working hard to do that. And that's all I can think about for right now. So I think I'll end this. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.